Hi folks, welcome to the Yoga Wild YouTube channel. My name is Casey. I use the pronouns she, her, and I am co-founder of Yoga Wild. This is your Vinyasa for strength. If you are new to our channel, please take a moment to subscribe. Know that you are supporting a small business and our team in Tacoma, Washington. 51 years ago, a police raid on the gay bar at the Stonewall Inn led to 6 nights of protests. We celebrate Pride Month in June to honor these Stonewall riots. And to celebrate yourself openly and proudly takes strength, especially when the president announces a rule to repeal trans-inclusive protections in the Affordable Care Act, especially when extreme violence continues on a community, like in the murders of Rhea Milton and Dominique Remy Fells, especially when famous authors make transphobic tweets. To celebrate yourself openly and proudly takes strength. For this class, I'd recommend a couple of blocks, because I always recommend a couple of blocks. Find what is handy and would work for you where you are, and we will begin on our backs. So, as you make your way to your back, you can choose Savasana, corpse pose, lie back. Legs can be long, maybe arms open wide. You can connect to your body. Option to bend your knees, walk your heels in. Let your knees come together to touch while your feet come wide to the edges of your mat. And just take a little time in an opening meditation to check in. Recognize where your body connects to your mat, the floor, the ground, the earth. Feel the connection, the pressure where your body meets the surface. Notice your breath. Feel your inhale and exhale in your body, in this shape, maybe not just on your front body, but also the sides and back body as well. And as you take about 5 more breaths, just like this, notice if you can just melt or release or sink into the ground. We're starting our practice rooted and connected to the earth. As we start to build heat, try on different challenges, know that you can always come back here or child's pose. Take a moment to get grounded and return whenever you're ready. Legs up the wall. You can keep your eyes closed if they were. Maybe open your eyes, extend your feet up toward the ceiling. Maybe take a little time to point and flex, circles, spread your toes. Start to get active in your legs. We're going to bring a little attention to our core to begin. So we'll move into some leg lifts. You can bring your hands outside your hips, palms down, or maybe work your hands under your low back for a little bit of support. Draw your navel up and in like you're pressing your low back down into the earth or the backs of your hands. Inhale, lower your heels to any degree, maybe just hover away from your mat. Exhale, lift your feet up, draw your navel in. Inhale, lower down, strong legs. Exhale, lift. A few more like that. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. My legs are already shaking. That's a good sign for what's to come. So if you're feeling that too, I'm with you. The next time your legs come up, pause here. We're going to lower just the left heel. So keep your right leg where it is. Inhale, lower your left heel. Exhale, lift. And as you continue to pulse with your breath, get active through your feet. So maybe flexing your feet, maybe a point, maybe in between a flex and a point, but just active and aware. The next time you lower your left heel down, hover just away from your mat. An option to start to peel your shoulder blades away. Maybe reach your fingertips forward. So really strong in both legs. Like if you touch your right quad, it's really tight and active. And then add a little pulse here. Draw your navel in. Try to press your low back into the earth. Gaze forward as you pulse with your fingertips. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Lift your left heel back up to meet your right. We'll take that from the beginning. Inhale, lower both heels down. Exhale, lift up. Moving with your breath. Actively draw your navel into your spine as you exhale. Try to lengthen in your low back. You can bend your knees. You can take a rest whenever you like. Pause, legs up the wall. Hold your left leg. Pulse just your right. Lower down and lift up. Again, active in your legs. Long in your spine. Notice if you're starting to get tension in your neck or jaw, try to find a little release or ease. The next time you lower your right foot down, pause there. You can stay here, just hold and hover, or add the little pulse. Reach your fingertips forward, trying to peel your shoulder blades away from your mat. And then point through your right toes, like you could touch the front of your space. Point through your left toes like you could reach the ceiling. Lift up, lower down, bring your right heel up to your left. Bend your knees, bring your legs into your armpits, maybe rock side to side. And we'll make our way to tabletop. So you can roll to your side, then press up to all fours. Maybe take a few rounds of rock and roll. Feel some compression along your spine, but however you get there, come to hands and knees. Spread your fingers wide and take a little time to rock forward and back. So feel a stretch in your wrists as you bring your shoulders across the tips of your fingers. You can really press into your hands, maybe tuck your toes under, stretch the soles of your feet. And then find stillness in tabletop, so stack your bones long through your spine and your neck. Inhale, cow pose, big stretch through the front line of your body. Exhale, cat pose. Press into your palms, really active press. Peel your shoulder blades away from each other. Continue with some cow-cat on your own. And add any extra movement or stretch that's going to help prepare your body warm up. And then make your way to child's pose. Spread your knees wide. Lower your forehead to your mat. Really active in your fingers. So spread your fingers wide. Then press your fingertips into your mat as you lower your head down. Just a few breaths here. And as we talk about building strength in our body throughout class, maybe take a little time here to reflect on what strength looks like, means for you. Then from child's pose, tuck your toes under and lift your knees away from your mat. So your knees are just hovering away as you press into your palms. Inhale here. Exhale, high plank. Press forward, a little cat spine. And it's okay if your shoulders cross, maybe adjust your stance a little bit. We'll pulse that. Inhale, shift back. Child's pose with your knees away from your mat. Exhale, shift forward. Inhale. Exhale, active in your legs, strong legs. Inhale, exhale. One more. Inhale, child's pose, knees lifted. Exhale, downward facing dog. Scoop your tailbone up. Take a little time, settle in. Maybe sway your hips side to side. And as you settle into Ardha Hanumanasana, spiral your inner thighs toward the back of your space. Press through the L shapes of your hands, your thumbs and index fingers. Now squeeze your forearms, almost like you're going to firm up your forearms, and wrap your triceps down. Can you lift your tailbone just a little higher? Strong legs. Inhale, gaze to your hands. Exhale, bend your knees, step to the top of your mat, ragdoll. So spend a little time here. We already maybe got a big stretch in our hamstrings with the core work we did at the beginning of class. We'll see some more hamstring stretches throughout class. So feel free to pulse, move, whatever you need really to prepare and warm up the backs of your legs. Your legs are going to do a lot of work today. Then lower your fingertips to your mat. Maybe walk your feet closer together and slowly roll up to stand. Notice one vertebra at a time as it stacks. Keep your gaze down. Eventually, when you lift, mountain pose Tadasana, maybe roll out your shoulders a few times, any adjustments to your clothes, and then stand tall mountain pose. You could bring your feet closer together or keep a little bit of space. Draw your navel up and in. Feel the strength in your foundation and your core, open in your chest. Press your palms together at heart center. Take a moment to set your intention for your practice. So align maybe with what strength means to you. It can just be an affirmation, I am strong. Find what resonates as you inhale, fill up. Open mouth, exhale, send it out. Inhale through your nose. Seal your lips, exhale through your nose. Inhale, reach your hands high, stand tall, Ardha Hanumanasana. Exhale, forward fold, Utkatasana. Maybe hands are wide or they pass through center. Fold over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Hanumanasana. Long spine, long neck. Exhale, high plank. Plant your palms, step your toes back. With or without your knees, take a little time here. If your knees are lifted, you could rock forward and back. Your neck stays long. And then inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower through Chaturanga, all the way down to your belly. Inhale, lift your chest. Hover your hands away, hug your elbows in. Exhale, lower your forehead down. Inhale, press into your palms, find a little more height, maybe high cobra, but your hands are just stabilizers. We're not like having all the weight there. Exhale, lower your forehead down. Inhale, any variation, maybe even upward facing dog, big stretch through your front line, lift the crown of your head. Exhale, downward facing dog, draw your navel up and in, lift your hips back. Inhale, gaze to your hands. Exhale, bend your knees, step or jump. Inhale, halfway lift, strong. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand tall, press through your feet, reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart, Samasthiti. Couple more rounds, Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Listen, this time, option to just lower halfway. Inhale, lift, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze to your hands. Exhale, bend your knees, step or jump. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach up, Ardha Hanumanasana. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Listen, just for fun if you want, inhale, back up, high plank, with or without your knees. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, back up, high plank, with or without your knees. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra, big stretch. Exhale, downward facing dog. Few breaths here. So again, keep in mind, child's pose, tabletop. Come to any grounding posture if you need to catch your breath. Take a moment to reset to your attention, your awareness, to your mat, to this moment. Inhale, gaze to your hands. Exhale, bend your knees, step or jump. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Bend your knees, lift your chest, settle in. So, fierce pose. Maybe your feet touch or you have a little bit of space. Heavy in your heels, light in your toes. Draw your navel up and in. Any variation with your arms, let your focus be your legs. And really recruit your glutes so you're active even through the back line. Know that you can stay here or start to sink low. And maybe sink low for you just looks like an inch or two. That's a great place. Maybe bring your hips or your sit bones as close to your heels as possible. You could even reach your fingertips forward for a little counterbalance. Inhale, back up, chair pose, squeeze your glutes. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your left foot back, long stride. Inhale, high lunge, lift your chest, settle in. So, feel free to add a little pulse. You can rock. For a high lunge, you can keep a little bend in your back knee. I'm feeling kind of tight in my left hip flexor today, so I'm going to keep a bend back there. That might serve you as well. Bend into your front knee as much as possible, and then really feel the weight press in with your right heel and your left big toe. Draw your navel up and in. Inhale. Exhale, warrior three. Take your time as you shift forward. Start to lift your left toes. So starting with the balance pretty early on, if you're feeling a little wobbly at first, that's fine. Know that you could always bring your hands to your heart, or this is where blocks or a chair can be handy. Find a little support. So know that you can stay here, active through your left leg, maybe a micro bend in your right. Inhale, reach through your fingertips. Exhale, draw your elbows wide. Feel your shoulder blades come together and down your back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, elbows wide, chest open. Few more breaths. Inhale, strong through your core. Exhale, feel the strength of your back body. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, you've got it. This time, inhale, high lunge, slow transition. Bend your front knee, lift your chest. Exhale, forward fold. Frame your right foot or come to blocks. Step your left foot up. You can take a moment, shake your hips, stay in your fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right foot back. Set your foundation high in your back heel, and then inhale, lift, high lunge. Settle in on this side. So this side could feel really different than the first. Although I feel more open, I feel less stable on this side. So just recognize what you're feeling here, make adjustments that you need, and then start to just bring your attention to the shape of your body. What's happening as you press in with your left heel and your right big toe. Draw your left hip back, sink into your hips. You're aware of what's happening around you, but your attention is in your body with your breath. Inhale. Exhale, warrior three. As you shift forward, keep your spine long, maybe drag your right toes, and eventually lift your right heel. Your right knee and toes stay pointed down toward your mat, active through your right leg. Maybe find support with a prop as you breathe here. Otherwise, inhale, reach your hands forward. Exhale, elbows wide. Draw your shoulder blades together, elbows back and in. Inhale. Exhale. Good. So as you're breathing and moving, maybe with your arms, notice where you compensate in the rest of your body. Stay active in your core, long in your low back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, high lunge, take your time. Try to avoid just collapsing out. Exhale, forward fold. One breath here, just hang or add a deeper stretch. Adding on. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, sink in, any degree. Inhale, chair pose, squeeze your glutes. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your left foot back. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior three. This time, inhale, lift your chest, sweep your left foot through. So really draw your thigh bone into your hip socket, and then lift your left heel up. Hands could come to heart center. You could always bend your left knee, or for a little bit more work in the legs, extend your left leg. We'll pulse that with breath. Inhale. Exhale, warrior three. Pass through, lean forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, warrior three. A few more. So you could tap your left toes and lift your knee. Tap and reach back. As you pass through, really draw your navel up and in. And breathe as you reach back. Good. One more like that. This time, inhale. Exhale, warrior three. Inhale, high lunge. Sorry, we squeezed in an extra one there. High lunge. Exhale, start to bend your back knee. Slow transition. Bring your knees to 90-90. Eventually, we're going to land soft in 4. Draw your navel up and in. 3. Bring your right hip back. 2. 1. Soft landing. We're going to stay grounded for some stretching next. So you can start to sink your hips down and forward. And before you really just kind of dive into your hips, activate your glutes. Draw your right hip back. Find that strength in your lower half, and then start to sink into your hips. That might feel like a different stretch. You might be really opening in front of your left hip, maybe at your chest. Blocks can be really nice here. You can move. Come back to your breath. Inhale. Exhale, half splits. Sink your hips back. So for half splits, maybe you stay lifted, really draw your right heel back. Maybe you're closer to your back heel. So when I come back here, I don't feel as much stretch. So listen to your body. Know that deeper isn't always like better. So if you're feeling it more lifted, stay there. Know that you could walk your hands past your right foot if you live in a bendy body. Start to engage your right quad. Maybe tuck your chin in. Inhale. Exhale, bend your right knee. This time, bring your right foot wider to the right edge of your mat, and your right hand comes inside your knee. As you sink into your hips, you can stay here. Maybe squeeze your right inner thigh into right tricep, or you can add a twist. Right hand to right thigh, open your chest. Maybe even squeeze your left heel into your left glute. You could find a little connection there. So many options. Enjoy this stretch. So we did some work in our legs first before we got into these deep openers. So you might be feeling just a different stretch than you normally do if it's at the beginning of class. And then slowly make your way back to a forward fold. Pick up your left knee, step your left foot up, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right foot back. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior three. Inhale, lift your chest. Again, sweeping right foot through. Try to draw, so you're using your core strength to pass your foot by and lift your right heel. Maybe your knee is bent, maybe your heel is hip height, but your hips are level. Inhale. Exhale, warrior three. Find your transition. Inhale, lift. Exhale. So whatever is happening with your right leg, this is really active in your core. So as you pass or lift up, feel your navel draw in. Just like when we were on our backs doing our core work, really similar movement here. And when you are pressing your low back down for length, we want that same action and engagement. Inhale. Exhale, warrior three. Pause here. Inhale, high lunge. Land soft. Exhale, slowly start to bend your right knee. So feel a 90-degree in both knees. Draw your navel up and in. We'll land soft in 4. Try to stay with it. You can do it. 3, 2, 1. Soft landing. Nice. Engage your glutes. Sink your hips down and forward. So your back toes can be tucked under. Maybe that kind of stabilizes you, or you can really press the top foot into your mat. Notice how that heats up or engages your inner thigh. Find a lift in your chest. Be mindful your left knee is tracking in line with the left toes for this one. Inhale. Exhale, half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. So again, play around with the sensation that works for you. You can be lifted, you can be closer to the ground. You can even place a block kind of under your hip or your hamstring for like an in-between if you want a little bit more stretch. That can be nice. I also like the block because it presses into kind of the belly of the hamstring and almost offers a little massage, so that might work for you as well. Inhale. Exhale, lizard lunge. Bend your front knee, walk your left foot wide. Left hand inside your left foot. Sink your hips down and forward. Maybe add movement. You could work down to your forearms on blocks or the ground. Maybe bring left hand to left thigh and start to peel your chest open. So even though like we're stretching, I'm using quotation marks if you can't see because you're focused, but even though we're stretching, like this is intense. Maybe you're feeling it in your body too. Notice your breath. If you start holding your breath, layer out a little bit. And then slowly make your way back, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold from the top. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, sink in. That could be an inch or two, maybe lower. Inhale, back up, chair. Exhale, forward fold, but your legs stay engaged. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lunge, step your left foot back. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior three, tilt forward. Inhale, lift your chest, maybe bent leg or straight. Exhale, warrior three, just one. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, land your left knee slow and with care. Good. This time, base your left hand. We'll move into Vashisthasana or side plank. So you can stay with your left knee grounded. Keep this a supported side plank. Send your right foot back, right fingertips reach up. Stack your shoulder over your wrist. Otherwise, stack or stagger your feet. Really press down with your left hand and then lengthen your underside body, almost like you are drawing your left shoulder blade down and back, like when we did the pulse in Warrior 3. Try to find that engagement. Inhale, lift your right outer hip. Exhale, chaturanga, or straight to down dog. Inhale, lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your right heel high. Exhale, hug your knee to your nose. So think cat spine. Really squeeze your right thigh into your chest. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, hug knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, hug knee to nose. This time, lunge, step through. Inhale, warrior two. Spiral your back foot flat. Open your hips and shoulders to your left and settle in. So we had an opportunity to kind of prepare our legs before we moved into this big opening standing posture. So really try to sink deep into your hips, like you're bringing both hips down toward your mat. Now get wide through your torso, your arms, bring your gaze over your right middle finger. And then maybe sink just a little deeper. We're here for a few more breaths. Forward fold is next. So can you sink just a little deeper? Press through the outer part of your left foot, strong through your back leg. Sink just a little deeper. You've got it. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Frame your right foot. Step your left foot up. It's a big, long step. It could be 2 or 3. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Exhale, step your right foot back. But that forward fold felt really good. So maybe it felt good for you too. Inhale, high lunge, lift. Exhale, warrior three. Inhale, lift your chest, bent leg or straight. Exhale, warrior three. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, lower, land your right knee soft. Go ahead, set up for Vashisthasana, side plank. Plant your right hand. Inhale, open to your left. Again, that can look supported, so you can make some adjustments to your grounded knee. Maybe reach your left hand high. And know that side plank could always be done on your forearms, so if this doesn't work in your wrist, that's fine. Make it forearm plank. Personally, I think that is a little bit more challenging, so find what works for you. And then draw your right shoulder blade down your back. Lengthen your sides, level your hips. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga or straight to down dog. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left heel high, three-legged dog. Exhale, hug knee to nose. Draw your thigh in, cat spine. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Step through lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Spiral your back foot flat. Open wide. Settle in. Virabhadrasana 2. So especially these warrior poses, these poses are about focus and strength. So as you settle in, find the shape that works for you right here, and then commit to it. Claim this posture, strong in your back leg, sink into your hips. Maybe through the last few breaths, with each exhale, you can sink just a little deeper. Throw your left inner thigh to the sky. Maybe sink just a little deeper. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. One more wave in our sun bee variation. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, sink in. Inhale, chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Hanumanasana. Exhale, step back, left foot back. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior three. Inhale, lift your chest, pass through. Exhale, warrior three, Virabhadrasana 3. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, soft landing. Plant your left hand. Inhale, side plank. Lift and lengthen, just passing through. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach your right heel high. Exhale, knee to nose, just one. Step through lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, half moon, Ardha Chandrasana B. Shift weight into your right foot as you pick your left foot up. Really active through your left leg. Open your hips, open your chest. Maybe stack your wrists. The block can be useful here. We're here for a little bit, so if you wobble or fall out, please get back in, make any adjustments that you need. For a little bit more strength building in your legs, you could add a bend in your right knee. Knee tracks in line with your toes, and then straighten. If you want more of a stretch, you could add the sugarcane variation. Grab your left ankle with your left hand, and maybe add a kick. Now, just a couple more breaths here, and then we're going to lift slowly, tree pose vrikshasana. So as you lift your chest, keep your left knee wide, and place your left foot on the inseam of your right leg. Vrikshasana tree pose. Stand tall, open in your chest, draw your navel up and in. Find a drishti or gazing point, any variation with your arms. A few more breaths here. Strong in your glutes. Come back to your breath. Long, slow inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale, lower your left foot down with care. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right foot back. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior three. Inhale, lift your chest, pass through. Exhale, warrior three. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, lower your right knee and then your right hand down. Inhale, side plank. Lift, lengthen. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift your left heel high. Exhale, knee to nose. Step through lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, half moon, Ardha Chandrasana V. How are you doing? Good? Like, feel good before you make this transition. We're going from someplace grounded to something less stable. And by good, that could be challenged, but just mentally ready to take on this new thing. Open in your hips, open in your chest. Maybe find support from a wall. I love half moon against a wall or a block. Maybe start to add the pulse in your left leg. If building strength in your legs is a focus, maybe see what it's like to add the hamstring curl and start to kick and open. And just holding half moon is a challenge in itself. Stay with it for a couple more breaths. Be here. And then slowly start to transition, tree pose. Lift your chest. Ooh, place your right foot on the inseam of your left leg. Whatever gets you into this posture. And then notice a shift. Maybe tree is more familiar. Maybe it feels more or less stable today. Try not to judge, but just pay attention. Bring awareness here. Where can you add a little bit more strength in your glutes, shoulder blades together, core? Inhale. Exhale, slowly lower your right foot down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. This time, let's all try to sink into your hips. Maybe scoot back more toward the middle of your mat and start to lift your heels. So you can stay in this toe balance. That's a nice place to kind of work on. Really try to bring your heels high away from your mat. Or open your knees wide and bring your hands down toward your mat. You can add a stretch here for the back line by bringing your hands under your heels. Squeeze your triceps with your thighs, and then maybe start to lower the crown of your head to your mat. Feel free to stay there and breathe. If you'd rather play in an arm balance like crow pose, you can get there from here, knees wide, and then lift your hips so that your knees are higher up on the backs of your arms. Gaze forward. If not already soon, we'll have a crow breakdown that Erica teaches that's really fantastic. So feel free to check that out if this pose is new. Otherwise, shift forward, hug your heels into your seat, and find your crow pose. My arms are so shaky. Maybe it's just one toe today. And we're gonna step or jump back to chaturanga. You choose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Child's pose, Balasana. Sink your hips back to your heels. Maybe keep this one a little bit more passive. You could bring your forehead to your mat or your hands. Maybe hands back by your heels. Take a little time here, maybe in gratitude for showing up, making it this far into your practice. The strength that you've shown. Then extend your hands out, tuck your toes under, lift your knees. Inhale. Exhale, high plank, shift forward. Inhale, press back, press into your palms. Exhale, shift forward. Inhale. Exhale, strong legs, strong core. 2 more. This time, exhale, shift forward, and then lower down all the way to your belly. Through chaturanga. Land soft. Good. And adjust on your mat. We're going to play here for a little spinal strengthening. Similar to what we did earlier in Warrior 3. So bring your feet closer together. If they stay about hips width, that's fine. And then bring your hands outside your hips, rather ribs, and start to lift your chest, hug your elbows in, lift your feet. And note the feet start to distract you, you can always lower them down, but spiral your inner thighs to the sky, really strong through your back body. This is a great place to stay or hover your hands. Otherwise, inhale, reach your hands forward. Exhale, elbows out wide, draw them in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, chest open, squeeze your shoulder blades. Inhale. Exhale, don't forget active through your toes. Couple more breaths, so you can do it. Can you peel your chest just a little further away from your mat? Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lower down. You can turn your head to your right, maybe windshield wiper your knees. Bend your knees, walk your feet side to side. You can gaze the other direction just to balance out. And then pass through tabletop. Cross your legs, make your way onto your back. So we'll move onto our back, supine half pigeon. Rather, let's do bridge pose first. So bring your heels in close to your seat. We'll take one round of bridge pose, so you can take that wherever you want to go. Press in through your heels as you lift your hips up. We're here for about 5 to 7 breaths, so maybe walk your shoulder blades closer together. And take that big stretch through the front line of your body. Your back body is working hard, so feel that press in, but try to avoid clenching with your toes. You could even pick up your toes. Notice if your knees are splaying wide. Keep them stacked over your ankles, so engage your adductor muscles, squeeze your inner thighs, and maybe lift just a little higher. You may notice that you could walk your heels in closer. Lift just a little higher for 3. Slowly lower down in 2. 1. Bring your hips down. Feel free to knock your knees together, constructive rest. Long through your back body. Supine half pigeon, point your knees up toward the ceiling and bring your right ankle to your left thigh. Flex your foot, open your knee. You can stay here or lift your left shin. Encourage the right knee open or maybe start to draw in. Be mindful that you're not like rounding up to your legs. Keep the back of your head on your mat. Spine is long, low back is pressing in, so we're not picking the hips up. Don't worry so much about where your legs are. Just notice if you feel sensation on your outer hip. Inhale. Exhale, lower your left knee down, arms can come wide. We'll move into our spinal twist from here. So bring your right foot to the outside, the left side of your mat. And you could keep this kind of figure 4 shape or just stack your knees if this doesn't work. Your shoulders stay grounded, maybe even bring opposite hands to opposite elbows overhead. See how that changes the stretch. You could turn your gaze to the right. Inhale, pick your left knee up. Exhale, lower your right foot down. We'll take that on the other side, supine half pigeon. Left ankle to your right thigh. Flex your foot, then open your knee and draw everything in. Sometimes a little movement side to side feels good. You can add the little press with your hand into your left knee. Inhale. Exhale, lower your right foot down. Spinal twist. Send your left foot off to the right edge of your mat. Arms can be wide. Interlace hands overhead. Keep your shoulders grounded and breathe. Inhale, lift your right knee up toward the ceiling. Exhale, lower your left foot down. Happy baby and non-hierarchical. Send the soles of your feet up toward the ceiling. You could capture the big toes, ankles, shins, the backs of your thighs. It might even feel good to rock side to side. So if you're like me, in my home practice, this is when I really start to get distracted. So it could be sounds from your space, sounds from mine. All of a sudden, like all those chores, laundry starts to become the most important thing. And again, you've done all this work, you've made it this far. Try to keep your attention here, present in your body. As you're ready, transition or make your way back, Savasana, your final posture. So you can close your practice the way that we started, whatever shape that was. Feel free to kind of dim the lights in your space. You could add a blanket over your body. If you're like me and got a little sweaty, it can get chilly in Savasana. So give yourself plenty of opportunity to settle in. I'll hold space here for about another minute. Let your breath be your anchor. Be aware of your inhale. Be aware of your exhale. Please stay here as long as you like. If you're ready to be guided out, just gentle as you start to add movement back into your body. And we'll meet in a comfortable seat, maybe add a couple stretches. You can roll to your side. I invite you to keep your eyes closed or your gaze soft and down. And then bring your palms together at heart center. Remember, it's the choices you make that define who you are far more than your abilities. Thank you for choosing to practice your yoga. Lift your thumbs to the center of your forehead, your third eye. We'll close with one final breath. Inhale. Exhale. Thank you so much. Again, my name is Casey. And as we talk about strength or feeling strong, there are some days where we just don't feel strong, or it's really strong or requires a lot of strength to ask for help. And there's a really fantastic organization, Fearless Femme 100, that offers free counseling for queer and BIPOC communities. So I will include their information in the description box below. And if you are also interested in funding someone's wellness, they have a GoFundMe too. So you'll find all of those links below. Thank you so much for your time.